Greetings, my friends. By the time this episode airs, the Northeast will be on the second day of its dig out from the worst winter storm in 10 years. The snow clings wet and heavy to the ground. Black ice is an ever-looming threat. And from myself and everybody on the I Am Heathen team, we hope you remain safe and warm through these bone-chilling days. And what a better topic for us to cover than a hearthside chat on the gods of winter, Skadi and Ullr. This is I Am Heathen, and so can you. For the sake of argument, let's assume you're a traveler out of the cold and I beckon you to sit at my hearth. Come in close and pull up a seat by the fire. Feel the warmth on your hands. Let the cold fall off your shoulders for a moment. Outside, the snow is stacking up quiet and heavy. The kind of winter silence that feels like the whole world is holding its breath. This is how it used to be. Before electricity, before noise everywhere, people gathered around fires like this to survive the long dark. They ate together. They shared stories. They spoke the names of gods who weren't about comfort, but about endurance. Winter didn't care about your plans. It didn't care about your mood. It didn't care about hope. It showed up cold, hungry, relentless, and if you didn't respect it, it took you. So to the old Norse who didn't pray winter away, they learned to live inside it. They honored gods who taught strength, discipline, and survival. Tonight, while the snow's coming down hard and the fire burns warm beside us, I want to talk with you about two of those gods, Skadi and Ullr. Not as myths, not as aesthetics, but as teachers for hard seasons. Skadi is not a soft winter. She isn't cocoa and blankets. She's that mountain wind that cuts straight through your coat. The kind of cold that burns your lungs when you breathe too deep. She appears in the Poetic Edda and the Prose Edda as the daughter of Thiazi, a giant tied to storms in the frozen wilderness. When the gods killed her father, Skadi didn't mourn quietly. She armed herself, walked alone into Asgard, and demanded justice. The gods were uneasy enough to bargain with her. They offered her a husband from among them, but she could only choose by looking at their feet. She thought the most beautiful feet would belong to Balder, but instead chose Njord, god of the sea. It looked like compromise, but winter and comfort don't mix. Njord loved the coast and the warmth. Skadi loved the mountains and silence. They tried living together, 9 nights by the sea, 9 nights in the mountains, and both were miserable. Eventually, they separated. Skadi returned to her frozen peaks, and Njord to the sea. The story isn't romance. It's winter choosing strength over ease. Her name, appearing across mountainous regions in Scandinavia, tells scholars she was once widely worshipped, like a powerful local winter goddess, long before being woven into later myth. Winter wasn't just a season, it was life. Sitting here by the fire, Skadi feels like the god you meet when life gets cold. When relationships end, when jobs fall apart, when everything familiar disappears and you're forced to rebuild yourself. She doesn't offer comfort. She offers strength, silence, the hard truth that struggle shapes you into something stronger if you let it. People offered her dried meat, berries, bread, clear spirits, but real devotion isn't just from leaving food. It's living like her, embracing discomfort, building resilience, and learning peace and solitude. That's Scotty's language. Before we go any further, let's do what people around fires have always done. Let's pause. Let's honor her properly. If you can, close your eyes, feel the warmth of the hearth or the candle near you, and take a slow breath in and out. Let these words be an offering. Skadi, daughter of storm and mountain, lady of the frost-bound earth and wild peaks, you who walk where breath freezes and hearts grow strong, stand beside us in this season of cold. Teach us to endure when comfort fades. Teach us to stand alone without fear. Let winter's silence sharpen our spirit and hardship, forge us into something stronger. May we find courage in the long dark, strength in solitude, and steadiness like mountains beneath storm and snow. Huntress of the frozen wilds, walk with us through winter's trials until spring finds us stronger than before. Take another breath. Hear the fire crackle. Let outside remind you why this strength matters. Now, before we move deeper into winter and into Ullr's story, I want to take a quick moment by the hearth to talk about something that's been growing quietly behind the scenes. If you've been listening to this show for a while, you know I talk a lot about community, about how heathenry was never meant to be practiced alone behind screens. It was built around hearths, shared meals, ritual fires, and human connection. That's why I've been building the Common Hearth. It's a space for people who want real spirituality without racism, toxicity, or gatekeeping. A place for learning, ritual, shared food, storytelling, and support through life's seasons. Right now, it lives online, but the goal is real community. Gatherings, ritual fires, shared tables as it grows. We're building through winter, and when it comes, the hearth opens its doors. If you've ever felt like pagan spaces were missing something real, the common hearth is coming. All right, let's get back to the fire. It's real peaceful by this fire. The crackles, it's real calming. Ullr didn't get flashy stories, you know. No thunder, no wandering epics, but in the ancient North, Ullr was essential. His name shows up across Scandinavia. Fields, villages, sacred sites, all named after him. You don't get that unless people were actively worshipping you. Ullr was tied to skiing, hunting, skill mastery, oaths, and survival. Archaeology backs it up. Skis thousands of years old, rock carvings of hunters gliding across frozen landscapes. Winter travel wasn't reaction, it was survival. Scholars believe Ullr may have once been one of the most important gods in the North, before later myth cycles shifted focus toward Odin and Thor. And the oldest gods usually tell you what people needed most. And what they needed was to survive winter. By this fire, Ullr feels like discipline. He's the grind that nobody posts about, showing up when the motivation's gone, preparing ahead, practicing your craft. Winter isn't survived with hype. It's survived with habits. Ullr teaches consistency is sacred, that preparation is devotion, that skill is a form of prayer. Now, breathe in and focus on the crackle of the fire. Ullr, steady one of snow and shadow, master of skill and keeper of survival. Guide our hands through winter's trials. Teach us discipline when days grow heavy and focus when nights grow long. Let preparation be our shield and consistency our strength. As you move sure-footed across the frozen earth, so let our lives move forward with purpose. Ullr, guardian of endurance, walk beside us through the long dark and guide us safely toward brighter days. Breathe in, breathe out, and let that steadiness settle in. Now, here's the truth. A lot of modern spiritual spaces don't like hearing. Offerings are respect. Devotion is lifestyle. The old heathens didn't survive winter with altar photos. They survived living in alignment with what winter demanded: strength, discipline, preparation, endurance. Skadi teaches you to embrace hardship. Ullr teaches you to persist. You honor them by becoming stronger because of winter, not hiding from it. And right now, especially here in the Northeast, winter is showing up heavy, snow falling thick, cold and biting hard. This is the season these gods were honored for. So I'm inviting you. Come sit at the ritual fires with us. Warm your hands, leave offerings, share stories. Whether it's a fire outside, a candle at home, or gathering with community, make space for winter. Honor it. And before you leave tonight, I want to offer you a simple winter hearth ritual you can do right now or anytime the cold feels heavy. Light a candle or sit by the fire. Place something simple before the flame: bread, meat, water, or just even your open hands. Take a slow breath and feel the warmth and say, Skadi, teach me strength in hardship. Ullr, teach me discipline in endurance. May this winter forge me, not break me. And may I walk steady through the long dark. Sit quietly for a moment. Feel the heat. Thank the gods and extinguish the flame. Now, before you step away from the hearth tonight, if this episode warmed you spiritually or mentally, help keep these fires burning. Like it, leave it, share it, because community is how we survive the long dark. And that, my friends, is all the time we have for today. Tune in next Thursday. In fact, tune in all Thursdays at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for more heathenry-related content. You could find me on Substack at thecommonhearth.substack.com. You can find me on TikTok at Hearth and Blade. can also find me on Instagram at Hearth and Blade. The Patreon will slowly but surely be making its rollout soon. We will also be opening subscriptions here on Spotify when we reach the 2,000 follower mark, 2,000 download mark. Correction. And as we usually end the show, drink in hand, heart full, repeat after me. Hail the gods, hail the folk, hail the spirits, hail the ancestors, and most importantly, hail yourselves. And remember, this is heathenry delivered from the fire escape, never the throne.